Hey guys, just a quick shout out to a great page over on Facebook, Monsters vs. Robot. Um, if you're like me and you're into anything related to pop culture, uh, comic books, movies, TV series, this is the place to be. Great updates daily on all things related, um, and a great fun discussion for all. So head over there and check it out and follow them. They are an awesome page to check out. Now on with the video. Hey guys, welcome to another video. This video today we are talking about Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC and is it worth it if you maybe haven't been too impressed with how Bungie have done their Destiny content recently. For those returning to the game, this will just be a little quick insight into whether or not it is worth the money to get. So first off, my short answer is yes. So far, I am enjoying it, and I think the content is a huge step up from the Osiris and Warmind DLC. What Destiny 2 Forsaken has done is they've changed a lot of things to do with how the game is played. So there's been a lot of uh, quality of life changes that make this DLC a lot more fun than previous DLCs released. Kind of a step back to how Destiny 1 did their content, especially with Taken King, which I know for a lot of people is a little bit frustrating. And you may be thinking, well, why should I fork out the money to get this? But it is a step up. They have introduced um, some new features. I do think the story for Destiny 2 Forsaken is very good. The way they've done the story with having Cayde-6 as the person that dies. I mean, that's not really a spoiler because if you've been watching the trailers, we have known that this story is based around Cayde-6 dying. Um, I don't know if it would have worked if we have had Zavala or Ikora or any of the other characters die. I don't think it would have had the same impact. But the first missions that you do in the game, or the first mission at least, with Cayde-6 kind of sets it up and kind of creates that emotional feel to the story. And um, we get a return of our Guardian having a voice, this DLC, which is cool, and it kind of makes it a bit more personal. I'm not going to go into any of the details in the story just for spoiler purposes. I'll let you guys play that and go through that if you do decide to get it. Um, One of the new features which dropped just before the DLC released was Gambit. Um, cool 4v4 co-op, where you really do have to work as a team, defeat the enemies on your side, getting tokens, and I recommend that you build those tokens up, deposit it in, so that you can send over a bigger enemy, and then one of you jumping through the portal to try and take out the opposition. Really fun, um, and well worth the jump in. I think Gambit is only part of the Forsaken content, so if you don't get the Forsaken content, I don't think you can get Gambit on your list. Um, I know Bungie did I think it was a 48-hour trial of Gambit, um, to give you a little taste. Um, but as you can see, you've got the Tangled Shores, which is the new area part of the reef. Um, they've done a little bit of a change to the way the map operates. So your Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard are all down the bottom here, and as normal, the rest of the planet's there as well. So it does have an interesting feel when you go back to the Traveler. The not having Cayde 6 there, and the way all of the NPCs talk about Cayde is a little makes it a little bit of a sad feeling. I think Cayde 6 was the most interesting character that we have had um, in Destiny 2. I find Zavala and Ikora a little bit boring for me. I mean, that might be different for you. It might, you might feel the opposite. You might think Cayde 6 is not the character that you like the most. I mean, I'm a Titan, so really you'd think that Zavala would be my kind of go-to character or NPC, but Cayde 6 has uh, more character to him. He had better dialogue, and that's what for me makes the DLC that much more intriguing. Um, so yeah, let's get into some some gameplay. I'm just hunting down some of the captains, but let's go back to, is it worth it? The amount of content that they have dropped in this DLC so far um, is far better than what we got with uh, the Osiris and the Warmind content. I think the DLCs that Bungie released previous to this were uh, very disappointing. I think a lot of people will agree with that. I think they had a missed opportunity with those DLCs. They didn't quite give us enough. They really just gave us a couple missions and then that was it. As where Forsaken gives you quite a bit of content to do. We have the return of bounties, which are a good addition. Um, Something that they probably should have had in there from day one. Um, and it gives you more opportunities to level up. So we have a level cap now of 50 with, I think, a light level of um, 600. It might be a little bit over that. So with the Book of Triumphs now, I'll just we'll have a quick look. We have all the different areas. So the Lore, Vanguard, Crucible, Account, Destination, Events, and Gambit. And as you can see, everything that you do affects your score. The bounties, everything you do with the story, and you can go back and you can do the stuff from the other DLCs as well to kind of fill up this. And then you got your seals. So for each ones that you complete, so destinations, so completing all the triumphs in the destinations gives you a seal. I'm not sure if these seals will give you anything once you complete them. Um, it might just be something that you can be proud of and maybe show off to your friends or your other clan members. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and even without the bounties and stuff, there is quite a bit to do on this on the Tangled Shore at least. Um, the game itself has a lot of improvements with how your weapons, your armor. We now have the option with the new system with Destiny 2 to have any type of weapon in our arsenal. So if you want to have 3 shotguns, you could have 3 shotguns in your setup. You could have hand cannons. So how it works is, like as you can see, I've got 2 weapons in here that have primary ammo, so they're both going to use my primary ammo. So you be careful with that. You got to make sure that um, you're aware that when you're running low on primary ammo, it's going to affect both of your weapons. So maybe try and have something that has an element, so shock, flame, whatever, um, in there so that you can use that special armor, and that helps also when you're doing the Crucible as well. Um, the only thing I've found is the if you're a returning player like I was and you didn't play Warmind or Osiris beyond the story, your light level was probably going to be quite low, and the drops that you get don't quite uh, boost you quick enough. So um, taking on some of these enemies, you're going to have to do a bit of grinding away from the story to get your light level up. But I mean, it shouldn't take you too long. Um, some of the bounties give you some good stuff, and if you can get some friends on with you, do some Crucible matches, Gambit. Um, Even if you want to do some of the missions together, just to maybe get some higher. And once the raid comes out, we'll obviously be getting raid gear, which will boost you up. So how you tackle the story and um, the I call them captains, but they might not be captains. That's entirely up to you. Um, I've been doing this so far by myself, so some of it is a little bit frustrating, and you can take on some of the bosses lower than the light level that it's recommended. It just will take you a little bit longer to do. The other thing is they've introduced new subclasses within, so Sunbreaker. You get the new uh, subclass here, which gives you another option for your hammer if you're a Titan, Hunter, um, and Warlock will all have their own as well. So that's kind of cool to have. It would have been better, in my opinion, if they have had another whole new subclass, but we can't be too upset. Bungie have actually done a good job with giving us some decent content. How long this content will last? Will it be a week or a 2 week or a month? Will it last us until December when the next content comes out? My opinion, no. I don't think it will, but um, I have a feeling Bungie are going to drop little bits in between. Just as we know, there's a lot of games coming out. We got Fallout, Red Dead, you got Call of Duty, Battlefield, um, Tomb Raider soon. We just had Spider-Man drop. There's a lot coming out to sorry, keep you away from Destiny. So what Bungie do to kind of keep you coming back? That's going to be the interesting the interesting thing to see. I'm not 100% sure that they're going to be able to keep this up. What will we get in the next DLCs? Uh, will we get more Warmind and Osiris type DLC, or will Bungie actually be looking to give us something uh, a bit better? Uh, so yeah, anyway, short answer, yes, I recommend that this is worth purchasing. Um, if you get the annual pass, you'll get those two next DLCs as part of it. Um, if you're worried that it's not going to keep you engaged for a long time, I would look back to Taken King and say, did Taken King keep you coming back? And I think that they've done for something very, very similar. Maybe not to the same extent, but I think they have given us something to actually dig our heels into and grind out. So um, recommendation is yes. I think you should go out and get this DLC. But if you're worried about the length of it, then maybe hold off until December and get the DLC then. Um, So if anyway, guys, hit that like and subscribe button, and if there's anything you would like to see in Destiny, whether it's um, missions, um, when the raid comes out, if you want to see the raid being done, um, leave a note in the comments, and we will, well, I will endeavor to try and get that content out there for you. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for other videos. I will have some more Destiny, Formula One, GTA, and others, and maybe we will do a live stream at some point if we can get enough people um, who want to see that. So anyway, guys, thanks very much, and we'll see you.